So welcome back to the channel, guys. You might notice I've got a bit of product in my hair today. I'm going out for lunch with my cousin. I'm going to have a few drinks, some Middle Eastern food. Going out this evening as well with some mates. Honestly, hair system, confidence, self-esteem. You can live your life again, free of anxiety, free of fear. It's fantastic. Let's talk about sleep. So one of the most common questions I get is around sleep and how robust these systems are when you do sleep. I'm sure for any of you who are wearing systems right now, you will have noticed that when you wake up, you get bed hair to the extreme. Usually at the back, you'll have hair sticking out like that, and you usually have to wet it in the shower to sort of tame it, or you have to use a leave-in conditioner and get the comb out, the paddle brush, and brush it down. It can be a real hassle in the morning, and the reason behind that is basically because when you're sleeping and your sort of hair system is on, your hair system basically pushes against the pillow, and as a result of that friction, it can make the hair really, really messy. It can make it stick up on end. It can make it a real mess. And it took me a long, long time to realise or to learn that there are ways around this. And it's a shame that more people actually don't know the ways around it. And I've seen a lot of people who actually take their hair system off every single night and then reattach it the next morning. And they do that process again and again and again every day. If you want to do that, that's absolutely fine. That is well within your rights to do so. But to me, it sounds very time consuming. And it sounds really rather annoying. Surely you want to be spending that time first thing in the morning getting a few extra Zs, or actually going about your day and doing things that you enjoy, or preparing for work or whatever. It sounds very, very time consuming, and you don't need to do that. Interestingly, a lot of people have come to me and they've said, Adam, does this shorten the lifespan of my system if I sleep in it every night? The reason I don't sleep in it every night is because I'm worried that it will shorten the lifespan of the system. Well, short answer is yes, it will shorten the lifespan of the system if you just sleep with the system on and you would just with a normal pillow, because the hair gets dried out. As I mentioned earlier in the video, there's friction from the pillow, which causes the hair to go quite frizzy and stick up on end, and it takes a lot of maintenance to sort of keep on top of it. So as a result, you're really not getting the best out of the system, and if anything, you're shortening the lifespan of the system because it's drying out more quickly, it's getting frizzy more quickly, it can get tangled is another thing. It can get really badly tangled when you wake up and you're trying to comb it in the morning when it's tangled, and you might tear the base as a result. Don't worry, guys, I've done it too. I've done it like 3-4 times where you just think that you could comb through the knot. No, you hear a tear, boom, the system's gone. You don't want to be doing that. So in this respect, it's really critical to find ways around this that won't affect the lifespan and duration of the system and won't leave it going too dry too soon or getting tangled or anything like that. So let's discuss the solutions. Now, my first solution is directed at people who either live on their own or sleep in their own bed and don't share with a partner, okay? You can do this if you want. I do this and I share my bed with a partner, but, you know, we've been together for years. She knows my situation with hair systems and so on and so forth. But say you're dating someone, or maybe they don't know you've got a system, or they're quite new to the knowledge that you wear a system. This may not be appropriate, but, you know, take it as you will and see what works for you. This is called a do-rag, and I've got 2 of them. So I've got a blue one because I'm a Chelsea fan, and I've got a black one like so. Now, the reason these are fantastic, and I did used to have another one, I wouldn't recommend getting a white one. That was my first one, but it got so dirty, so dirty that I was like, I'm never going white again, I'm going colours, right? So the great thing about these is that your hair will not get knotted in this. Your hair will not be pushing against the pillow in this. There won't be dryness or friction that's caused as a result. So it's a really, really fantastic investment, and it's only £5, which is about $7.50 American, $8. Something to consider with these is you do need to take care of them, okay? So do not wash these at any temperature higher than 30 degrees centigrade. I apologise for my American friends. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but get Dr. Google out. type in what is 30 centigrade in Fahrenheit and you'll be able to find out, but don't do it above that temperature. If possible, try and hand wash these things, okay? And don't use a really harsh detergent on it. If I was you, what I do, I go to a shop called Wilko, which is in the UK. It's kind of like Poundland in a way, but they sell liquid soap in a bottle, which is absolutely fantastic. It's a really, really gentle detergent. It cleans it well, and it doesn't harm the do-rag in any way. You'll get years out of these things if you just follow those instructions. So don't go over 30 centigrade. Make sure you use liquid soap, okay? And if you can, hand wash it. So get a bowl out, put it in the sink, get some warm water, put the liquid soap in with the do-rag and just massage it with your hands. Sometimes I do that. Otherwise, I just put it in the washing machine. I usually put it in on its own and I put it on at 30 degrees centigrade. The reason I have two is because when one's in the wash, I can use the other one and vice versa. Another thing to consider with this is when you're drying it, don't put it in a tumble dryer. Please, guys, please don't put it in a tumble dryer because it will wreck the do-rag. The do-rag will be a mess after that. Also, if like me, you live in a cold country, like me, and you have an area which is heated, you plug into the wall and it's heated, don't put the do-rag on there. Please, guys, don't, because again, that will cause the do-rag because remember, this is silk. This is made out of silk, so it's a delicate fabric. It's a delicate material, so you need to be super careful with it. Just hang it on a radiator, which is not on. It needs to avoid heat. It needs to dry naturally. Or just put it on an area that doesn't plug into the wall and have artificial sort of heat being generated in it. Now, for those of you who don't like the idea of wearing a do-rag at night, and that's totally understandable, it can feel a little bit claustrophobic at times. I'll be real with you, although that feeling does normalize with time. I kind of compare it to when you first start wearing a system. It feels kind of weird. For like the first 3 months for me, it felt kind of weird. And at times I was like, do I really want to keep wearing this thing? Or do I just go to completely shaving my head? I stuck with it. It worked out really well. And the channel grew. And I'm very happy with the decision that I made. But be mindful that it may take a bit of getting used to, but again, in the long run, it works out. But if you're not keen on that, there's another solution. And this is great for if you share a bed with somebody. So it's a silk pillow, right? So you want to get, this is 100% mulberry silk. I got it from Amazon. It was about £20. So not expensive. It's lasted, I think, almost a year. I do have another one somewhere. I've misplaced it. I don't know where it is. But again, same principle. If this is in the wash, I use the other one and vice versa. I use the other one, by the way, if I can find it. I've no idea where it is. I'm sure it will turn up. I have faith, Adam. I have faith. But yeah, fantastic solution. I actually use both. I like double protection. I'm like that extra safe kind of guy, you know. I want to guarantee, an absolute guarantee, that my hair system is in the best possible hands possible. And when it comes to sleeping, do-rag and silk pillow, they're your best bet. So yeah, with the silk pillow, it's really good for if you're sharing with someone, you don't feel comfortable wearing a do-rag, or maybe your other half or whoever you're sharing a bed with doesn't know that you wear a system. They won't think twice if it's a silk pillow. It can really blend in nicely with other pillows, you know, other fabrics as well. So really worth being mindful of, and not a massive investment either. And lastly, as I touched on earlier in the video, I'm not a big fan of this, but if it works for you and it floats your boat, go for it. And that is daily removal. Obviously, it's time consuming and it's quite a big commitment. But if you feel more comfortable doing that than wearing a silk pillow or using a silk pillow at night or wearing a do-rag, then go for it. There's a really good tape called 1522. It's a Walker tape. It's a daily tape. So you put it on in the morning, you remove it last thing at night, and you continue the process. So guys, do you have a nighttime routine? Let me know in the comments below. Have you been stung in the past by hair systems getting out of control, severe bedhead, and that kind of thing? Would you consider using a silk pillow or a do-rag? Or would you even consider using daily wear? Let me know in the comments box below. It'd be great to hear your guys' experience. If you're interested in getting a system and you like my one, you guys know what to do. Discount code Adam15, 15% off any stock system at Levivid. check the link in the description box below. And if you'd like to support the content and help me keep making new content for you guys twice a week, then please do subscribe, hit that like button to like the video. And heck, while you're at it, I did a poll the other day asking what people wanted more content of, and 56% voted for tutorials, more tutorials. So check out my playlist, popping up on the screen. It's a tutorials one. I will be making more, guys. In the comments box below as well, let me know if you'd like any new tutorials, what you'd like me to see doing that might be able to help you guys. Now, I'm off to get drunk, so I bid you farewell.